early game strat, because now that I look at this, I think this draft is salvageable if this Paquito goes gold.
Yeah,
right? Have something else in the jungle, and then I think they got a draft.
That was the flex I was talking about, because we've seen the double fighter mention coming into this. Could it potentially be a gold lane Paquito, like LaFell's saying? And we could see something else jump into the jungle. The Ling still available, difficult obviously to play. The Joy worked so well.
Actually, now seeing Hirara, Selena, as well as Clint, this is very lingable. They just got to take out all of this
Like that word.
heavy CC heroes out of the way. Like Belleric, they already banned out the Belleric, they already banned out the Alice. So yeah, it looks lingable.
It's part of the LaFell dictionary, actually.
Lingable, baby.
I'll gift you one later.
Claude and Belleric.
That's one for free. I'll give you the extras.
Yeah, exactly. So this is looking pretty similar. The Cho, Arom, you mentioned, could have that same impact. Grab a pick. The Harith is well banned out. So it does seem like they don't think that Paquito is going to go gold, banning out the Harith.
Yep.
Safety precautions for sure. Moskov is still open. Again, it's another short-range hero on Vitality, and that's what, Falcon is really pigeonholing them in. We're going to outrange you. We're going to poke. We're going to continuously send arrows, and you're going to have no way in. So Vitality has to find something here to open up. Again, unless it works out perfectly like LaFell said, where first 4 minutes, they get a couple pickoffs, they invade jungle, they do something of that nature. But still, what roamer do they put in front of Lilia here to open up that space?
Here's the thing. I feel like Vitality, if they pick up a Ling and then either a Hylos or a Gatot, they're looking very strong. Like, that makes the draft more balanced, because come to the late game, that can help out. Now they pick up the Uranus. There's basically no instant crowd control here. This makes the Ling look much more better.
Uranus picked up for EXP most likely.
Even a Grok wouldn't be bad here for Vitality.
We have seen Vitality grab a Badang, a Bading, Badang.
I don't know if we see the Badang here.
I feel like Ling Gatot would be pretty simple, but honestly, quite a lot of roamers should work well.
Yep. Gatakacha also a part of this matchup as well. Also, the Lilia, one of the only other mids that Team Falcons has played with Hadji, and very, very aware of that matchup as well. Hadji just got the better end of Moreno, and that was tough. And that's somebody they lean on who's got a lot of success for this team previously. It's the Glue that rounds this one out, and the Nolan as well in the jungle,
which I think is also still pretty good coming into the mid game. Once 2 items on the Nolan, should be able to burst down basically everyone except for the Uranus. Unless they're able to stun the Uranus up, then yeah, maybe they can get a kill. Right now, I'm liking Vitality's draft, having this double fighter with the Nolan. Seems pretty strong.
And the glue roam, which is most likely, I'm guessing what this is going to end up being.
So it's a Paquito gold.
Will be a great. It is going to be a Paquito.
Wow.
Barazzi XP, most likely. And then the Glue Roam's going to preemptively do great against just about any roam they pick.
Oh. Wait, is it Khalid or Vendetta?
I don't know. It's Khalid.
All right, it's Khalid.
Wait. It says Khalid. It shows Benedetta. Okay. My guess is it is a Khalid.
The Khalid and Selena
over here,
and Harara, they're a very strong mid trio. They can stop Vitality to fight this early game. So I think Vitality might have a bad time invading.
But the Glue will do great at the stuns. I don't know. I think both teams have answers, just like last game. Both teams have a way to win this game. They have win conditions. It's all going to be about execution.
Well, Team Falcons PH land the first knockout blow against Team Vitality. It's Vitality's time to return service in Game 2. Let's send it over to Gideon and Brigitte.
Thanks so much, Rain Day. Holy, who was expecting the draft to look like this as we head on into game number 2 between our most anticipated series of Vitality facing off against Team Falcons. A double fighter Calm now facing with long-range projectiles, but now with Khalid, this early game could be a lot more sophisticated than we thought.
Yeah, it's gonna be Vitality starting it off a bit more aggressively though, but hey, it's another Selena game from Hadji. It's been a really great one for them in game number 1. But I think Vitality, I like how they tried to deal with the problems that came out of that game one by one, especially starting off with the gold lane matchup, right? You're not necessarily dealing with a gold lane that would clearly lose out against this Clint from Super Marco, but in mid, oh wait, you don't lose against Super Marco, but He gets picked off in the Riverside.
Yep. This is exactly what we're expecting to see again. This is some really good coordination for Falcons. They understand that a lot of the early objectives, a lot of rotations are going to call upon their side laners to get into the fight. And Vitality, unfortunately, if you get hit by that arrow, it's just good night, bye-bye. Luckily, at least for Iman, it's not the end of the world. The kill goes over to Hadji. He will be able to still clear these waves pretty fast, as you can see, right? As soon as the wave is done, it's either he's helping the jungle, it's either he's setting up vision. He is making sure that he's maximizing every second of this game, knowing that those precious seconds could net them a win. If they can just outlast Vitality, Supermarket will have more than enough damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage to deal with Finn too. Fortunately, he's a glue. He will be a bit more tankier. Owen with the quick sand guard will at least survive that attempt from Nile. But every single time, even in game number 1, when Falcons have been winning it out big, it always started with Hadji getting these small wins across the map, right? So I don't think it's a good sign as much for Vitality just yet. Let's see how it goes for this first turtle though. Oh, Eman again. Eman!
Oh no!
Eman has to get away from this. Doesn't have level 4 just yet. Owen and Super Marco are just chasing him down. That's another dash forward. But Eman, he will survive for now.
How lucky that he survives there. How lucky. And now this turtle fight, it's going to be a bit awkward.
Okay.
We'll see how this breaks.
Shogun already very low. The flicker from Finn catching 2. Nile going in. Go for the kill, but Hadji! He picks him off first. Now it's all over to Falcons to take control of the turtle pit. They're going to flicker forward even just to take down Moreno, and they do! Charging the Daytona's welcome, but to no avail. Falcons winning it out once more.
Unfortunate for Shogun. He charged up the date. Oh, the arrow connects, and he's so dead. So dead. A 4-kill lead, and now first turtle falls into the hands of Falcons.
Hey, Hadji's 3-0-1 again.
Whoa.
This is the exact same, or almost the exact same scenario we've seen earlier in game number 1, and Falcons once again securing the objective. Finn finds one, but he's going to be all alone here. A bit of help from Moreno, but I don't think the damage is going to be enough just yet. And now Finn will have to go down. Vitality, they're just losing members every single time.
They need to regroup. They need to regain composure here. Finn is going to be the secondary win condition here, because so far, I don't think they can really deal with Finn once he gets some items and gets really, really tanky. But so far, this 2K lead developed by the side of Falcons, nicely distributed around, but heavily centered around Hadji, is going to start to be, well, not as painful if you don't get hit by the arrows, obviously, but more importantly so, just look at them continuously making sure that strong side will stay as strong side, despite the fact that Iman, if he can just dodge the trapping recall, he has a pretty good kill angle.
Yeah, they tried to deal with the Clint through this, but I don't think they're able to manage it the way we're seeing it as of now. 1-6 kill score on the board, and they're forced to play from behind all over again. The rotation seems so much slower too, especially as Falcons, with this lead you're seeing in Hadji's hands, are just able to maximize it so well that you don't get to see Vitality use the pressure of a Glue Lilia together. I mean, who could even try to go and pressure at this point? There's Owen, who's just always roaming around the map. Hadji, who's just, again, landing these arrows over and over again. And you don't even get access to Kyle's jungle nor side of the map.
Yep. I think really it was supposed to be Finn onto Owen here. That was supposed to be a matchup. Oh, wait, hold on. The arrow doesn't connect, but luckily they managed to zone them out for the time being. And this is the pressure that we're talking about when you have side lane controls, right? You're able to kind of walk to enemy territory and do whatever you want. And Finn was supposed to be the guy who says, no, you're not allowed to do that. I can just walk away from the lane. I will always be a threat to you. But now with the economic lead, Finn is just too soft at this stage of the game to be that guy.
Yeah, Vitality still. Shogun's gonna position himself here. Will decide to catch Owen though.
It's
that's
good.
not the standard flap, but that's still gonna be a pickoff for Team Vitality. Now Vitality getting one. They're looking for more. Flap very low. He is gonna get away from here, but it's controlled by Vitality now. The turtle is over to their side unless Falcons find a way around this, but it's not looking to be the case. Vitality at least get one objective for themselves.
And now you can see how the battle spells really take into effect and how Shogun is so confident in going for these Daytona welcomes, even when it doesn't look like there's going to be follow-up. Everybody on the side of Falcons have taken flicker. Same can be said about Vitality. You dodge an ability, that's great. You get hit by it, it's guaranteed death.
Oh, it's better
Eman.
if they find Eman, but he dodges that very cleanly. He will still get an opportunity to defend this tier 1 up top, especially as Finn 2 approaches. Oh, but the arrow and the bomb!
he needed to change it up. He needed to change it up. They clocked it. Hadji remembered, hey, he used the knock-up strike previously to try and deter us. There's a high chance he's going to do it again. So I'm going to throw it in your original spot rather than praying that you just double jab. So really good work here because Falcons, they're taking into account all the small little details on top of the big macro plays. And look at Flap, right? He should be unkillable in these stages, but as long as he buys time, you notice on the opposite end, Super Marco, he's having the gold lane experience. He's already invested in so many companies, more than you can imagine. The S&P 500 is bowed down to Super Marco.
It's still a win for Super Marco, still a win for Team Falcons. They get more out of that, and the lead is still in their hands. And Hadji, as the KDA machine, those small decisions you even highlighted in that particular sequence are just making the difference for Team Falcons in this game. Selena, 2 games in a row. We thought it was going to be contested, but they got it all over again. And now Vitality are struggling to find footing. And we look at the gold leads. At least for the junglers, it's relatively close. But you see the major difference when it comes to Super Marco and Eman.
Yup. This is where it starts to get really dangerous because eventually, once Super Marco gets all of his items, all these fighters who don't build some form of bruiser and decide to go full damage will get punished. Like, Eman can potentially get one shot if he doesn't get his combo down cleanly.
There's a lot more pressure over Vitality's side right now. Daytona's welcome being charged. Oh,
It's good.
He finds Ogwen all over again. The target, the same exact target they went for earlier, but now he gets to cast the Raging Sandstorm. Morena finds the kill onto him, though Black Shoot's already committed as well. Super Marco is within range. Eman 2 will be here, but the zoning from Flap is helping out so much. Kyle trying to find a target. Finn tries to block off his way. Vitality are fighting for positioning in this objective, and they're not letting up.
We need to see Finn look to pull somebody out of position. It's got to be Marco, but the Flickers, they can't get it out of Marco just yet. They might have to trade for it. Let's see if Eman can find a position.
Oh, they actually find Flap. Eman regaining position, and Niall securing the turtle. Vitality are now slowly getting back and invading into Falcon's side.
That was a little bit of a weird fight there. Flap did not necessarily have to stick around for that long. Oh, another Daytona's welcome.
Fracture still there. Niall trying to burst him down. There's a flicker from Ogwen and the quick sand guard, but he is not going to get out.
So far, so good. We've now seen the gold lead kind of swing back into Vitality's favor. And at this stage, now we see the fighters really start to take into effect. Eman already, if we pull up the item list, I'm pretty sure he's already done with his first item at bare minimum. Probably his second item already done too, but he's 1-3-1, so let's say a couple of components, right? He's got enough damage to deal with the squishies, but he can't close the distance in time. Ooh! Not without some help here. And that's why Shogun is playing a very good front line here where he's baiting his opponents to walk on in. And guess what? By the time we actually get even a single mini stun or a 20% slow, that's when you see them pull them all the way back in.
Yeah, he at least has to. That's where you see it. And Flap, that's the second time they tried to go for him. And every single time you're seeing how the damage is seemingly already enough, even with just Eman and a bit of help towards Eman again from Niall mostly. The burst damage is really starting to come through, and I think that's been the trend for Vitality. They're always after the frontline heroes first, and it's not like they're lacking the tools to deal with them, and they get the wins from that point onwards. That's another target locked on by Finn. Beautiful. He finds Super Marco. Hadji trying to run away, but Niall shuts him down perfectly on a killing spree right now. He dashes out. He still survives. Falcons are not able to find a trade.
Niall was just mogging them. He knew he had the fracture ready to go to give him an extra 2 dashes if he just timed it well, and so he does. Falcons now discombobulated from that fight. Let's watch it one more time because, again, this is one of those moments where you just wished you just reacted a little bit faster. Super Marco using the trapping recoil falls into one of the globules, and before he gets the flicker off, it's already too late. Finn flickers instantly, not giving him any time to react to it, and that's the scenario we need to see multiple times. Nobody has a real answer to Finn if he gets on top of Super Marco, but up until then, I think the rest of the Falcons just gotta punch him in the face.
Yeah, gotta be careful. It's always been Shogun setting up for these major team fights too, so at least Flap has info, but he's not gonna go for Flap. He's gonna go for Ogwen, and with the damage coming in from Niall, they almost had the win, but in the backlines, Eman actually found Super Marco. Falcons are falling one by one. Kyle trying to escape. Eman diving onto the turret, and Niall fighting the damage with the fracture. The punches, they're still going for more. Vitality, they count 3 from Team Falcons.
And now now they're showing some team fight prowess, a beautiful push and pull, a juggling of aggro, making sure that everybody was able to take one tower shot so that nobody was too low for Falcons to trade. That's the level of prestige we're playing at here for Mobile Legends, especially at MSC. They're not mucking around no more, because once you start seeing ultimates being used to run away, you know you've got them on the ropes, and you've got to really press those angles. Similarly to putting somebody in a corner in boxing, once you've dazed them, you got to go for the kill, and Vitality just don't miss.
Unbelievable. I thought Shogun and Flap were just exchanging blows and just standing right before the objective started, but it was just all set up. They were trying to get their attention, and that's where they really focused on the target that they wanted. Ogwen has always been going through these moments against Vitality, and it's not looking too good. But I think more than that, though, the way Eman right now is not the very vulnerable type of gold laner. He's a lot more aggressive, and even with that solo kill in the backlines has made a huge difference for Team Vitality and how they're taking control of this game right now. Oh, an arrow is gonna land though. That's gonna be on Moreno. Doesn't get to click the black shoes in time. Oh, traded out. Quick Sandguard fortunately saves him. But the Lord is now inside this tier 3 turret. Falcons get to defend it for now, though.
Man, that's some fat damage coming out from Nile. Everybody having a Malefic Roar ready to go to cut through all the armor that's been set up by the Falcons side. Let's see items one more time here. Sky Piercer purchase coming in from Kyle. He needs that. However, I'm not so sure in this particular bout. I feel like Super Marco is going to be the main win condition no matter what. So a Bruiser build would have made a lot more sense. He does have the War Axe, which is nice. I would have liked to see the Queen's Wings on top of it. We look down at specifically Eman, right? And you can see he wants to go for that full damage, but he also recognizes that if he gets chunked out too early on, he might not be able to clutch back up. So it's safer just to go for the fight.
And look at where Nile and Shogun are currently positioned. They're really trying to go for more unexpected angles and plays against Team Falcons. Fortunately for them, they're really grouping up. They don't want to lose any more in the process because it's clearly Vitality winning majority of it at this point. And we have a minute until the Lord spawns next. But can Falcons actually afford to go for a play? Because it's always been Vitality, right? It's always been Shogun starting these engages with a Daytona's Welcome Flicker that catches them by surprise.
Here's what I foresee is going to happen. Shogun and Flap are going to continuously trade blows, right? Flap, unfortunately, just doesn't have enough of a lead to put Shogun behind. So then it becomes the two conditions. Can Hadji hit somebody else other than the frontliners of Vitality? And the second one is once Flap starts getting into the backlines, especially if he can get on top of Niall and force him to use some abilities, probably not onto Finn, but they need to figure out where Iman is exactly. The last team fight, they managed to get into their backlines. They cannot afford to let that happen again. And unfortunately, Flap is kind of the only frontliner who can do this. We've seen Owen get punished multiple times throughout this game against Finn. So that's just the matchup they cannot sync up. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors. The question is who throws the first hand?
Which I think Vitality are already trying to set up for again, as they've been managing the waves constantly, leading to this next objective spawn, and it's Falcons who's trying to respond to whatever they've been able to do already. They're already taking control. That's an arrow landing to the front lines, but Falcons might not decide to go for Shogun just yet. They know there's still a flicker. They know there's still a Daytona's Welcome. But Kyle, if he finds Eman here, which he doesn't, that could have been something. But they're still not going to commit. They see other members of Vitality nearby too.
They know for a fact that it's just not worth committing so many ultimates just for Eman. They need something a little bit better here, and they need those structures, and the only way they're going to get it is through that Lord. So far, as we can see the positions here, Vitality have a much bigger spread. They want to punish Eman.
Oh, maybe they want to use their ultimates onto Eman after all. That's an Abyssal Arrow and the Raging Sandstorm. But under the turret, Eman! He nearly found an outplay there and bought enough time. So Vitality could secure the objective.
I mean, they tried for it. And so it's still a very tough bout. There could have been a moment there where it could have gotten a lot worse, but at least for Vitality, this 5.2k lead is something that they can run with. Moreno now becoming a legitimate threat to the frontliners, so now the roles start to reverse. Shogun as well as Finn need to create that space for Moreno to get those free hits. If they can force Ogwen out, that's even better. If they can hurt Flap, even better. So far, I think that as long as Moreno doesn't get hit by an arrow,
Yeah.
which makes me wonder, maybe you should have taken Purify. But at the same time, it's like you get chased down by Kyle and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, it's been flickers everywhere since game number 1. I feel like that's going to be the trend since it's the... Oh, wow. We get a close-up of that?
Yeah. I didn't know you can get that close, to be honest.
Me too. I was surprised. But I think, yeah, that's going to be the trend probably based on the playstyle that both of these teams have been wanting to play, at least in the series and against each other to be specific. But the Lord is still marching. This is not the Evolved Lord just yet, but there could be potential flicker plays. Finn is yet to find an entry, but Super Marco starting to feel the damage! And the perfect entry gets set up by Vitality! Finding Super Marco as the first pickup. Now it's Flap looking like to be the next. Moreno finally able to land all these glooms. He's free enough to land these hits. And they take out 2 base turrets. They're already inside the base. And they want to go for Haji. Kyle trying to run away, going for the clear as much as they can alongside Oakwood. But Vitality just want to clean up. Finn is also still alive. And Emon's just locking on the base. We're looking like it's another equalizing series. 1-1 for Vitality and Falcons.
Hey, we're gonna have the most lively stage here at EWC with the fans on both sides getting what they want, a 1-1. Let's see how long this series can be extended for. Holy, what a fight, man. I love the fact that there's so much thought put into these drafts. Every stage of the game, you're expecting the composition to work just a little bit differently. Obviously, the fans are more than excited, but this is not a simple game. It's a best of 5 for a reason. It's an elimination match for a reason.
Really good adjustments, especially from Vitality. If you saw the Melissa counter down in game number 1, I think you could pretty much say the same for Super Marco on the Clint this time. He too has been answered here by Vitality through the sequence of the drafts, through the flex that they did on blue side. And they weren't able to replicate what they did, especially nor even with the Selena in their hands.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Selena. If you don't hit those arrows, you're not going to feel like she's having that major impact. She can influence the game when you have a lead, but when you're behind, you notice that all of a sudden she's a disruptor. She is a CC chain breaker more than anything else. The only unfortunate thing is that Bulletproof Marco, they got underneath. The glue stuck his skin straight to that Kevlar, and my God, he just couldn't flicker out in time. There's so many scenarios where it ended like that. And worse yet, once Finn got like maxed out items, he couldn't even deal damage to him.
It's always Finn or Shogun. That last setup from Shogun though, the one you're looking at right now, I think that really was the deciding play of this game. The moment they took down Super Marco, they pretty much equalized the series then.
They do. I will have to admit, Shogun, he's got the best Detna's welcome to Flicker I've ever seen. We're throwing it back over to the panel to break it down for y'all. What happened that game?
Vitality fans saying cry some tears because they took it in game 1. That's for sure. There was no doubt there was going to be a lot of back and forth between these two super fans, and it is giving us the most lively stage at EWC right now. Guaranteed. Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, the place to be. MSC and MLBB. Welcome back. My name's Rainday. I'm joined by Trex and LaFell. And guys, breaking that down, we just saw it there. We saw Shogun. Same first pick, or first 2-3 pick, Barats. Now he gets the early lead, and he doesn't die at all. I mean, they realized they were onto something. They just needed to play it a little better.
I'm sorry I doubted it. We questioned the Barats first pick. It all makes sense now. This has to just be pure comfort for Shogun. And we were talking about it during the game. Even in the game they lost, the guy never missed those Detna flickers. I mean, it was just insanity.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I feel like part of the reason why Shogun was able to use the Barats that well is because if we're looking at the drafts coming in from Falcon, they don't have a lot of ways to counter-engage, right? In the previous game, they had the Barats. So if you go in, we're going to stop you. And then they even ban out the Cho. Cho is also one of those heroes where, okay, the Barats chomps onto someone, and then Cho can just equalize it by kicking the damage dealer, right? In that situation, probably the Nolan. So I feel like this is one of those games where Shogun has an amazing Barats, and it's just amplified by the fact that there's no hero to really punish him.
I think it was also, we'll have to look back, but the Cho got banned. I wonder if it's actually on the side of Team Falcon's PH that banned it.
I know Vitality banned both the Belleric as well as the Cho.
And they banned Cho.
In the 4th and 5th ban.
Okay, well then that makes a ton of sense. So now they've got to answer that question, which is obviously going to be, will you bring the Barats back? Will you ban it? Will you show